Okay, the mics are hot now, so no more panic noises from you. All right, got it. Hello all, welcome to the Friday Rift stream. Yes, we have actual devs on here right now. I don't know how we managed to pry them out of the dev area right now. They're in our version of crunch time. So we're going to talk about Rift raids. And yes, for all of you who pointed out that I get it wrong on the forums all the time, that's what I do. I have dyslexia with words that make no sense in my brain. Rift raids, raid rifts, rift raids, raid rifts, whatever. Just keep correcting me. And joining us today to talk about raid rifts as well as instant adventures in Celestial Storm are Rich Byan, known as Icarus on the forums, and Chris Cates, known as Tacitus. So these guys are very well known. I'm Brasse, of course, as you know. So here we go. When you're in the kitchen, I'm doing an analogy now, bear with my grandmotherliness here. When you're in the kitchen and you're making an incredibly complex feast, let's say it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or something, you've got stuff all over the place. You've got flour on the walls, you've got bits of onions on the floor, nothing's working right. It's kind of like us this morning when we were trying to get ready for this Rift stream. Devs are working super hard right now on getting 4.2 out the door. And the number one question we're seeing more on the forums is 4.2 going to go to PTS? The answer is, as I checked with Jason Nolden, our QA lead, no. But it is going to PTS really, really soon. So stay tuned. You're not going to get much notice when 4.2 goes to PTS. It could be tomorrow morning. It could be Monday. We'll see. And I will, as soon as I find out, I will post to forums and social media so that everybody knows. All right. So are you guys hyped for 4.2 or are you nearing exhaustion?
Yes. Well, yes, both.
Yes.
Both. Yeah. Better answer.
So what we're going to do today is we got some really good questions here, mostly about the raid rifts. Raid rifts? Rift raids.
Raid rifts.
Rift. What are they called?
Raid rifts.
Raid rifts.
Yes.
Raid rifts. Totally. Okay. So this is the correct one. Stupid terminology. Can we get more distinctive terminology next time? Who named that? Someone who wanted to irritate dwarves?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Somebody years and years ago.
Probably.
In a galaxy far, far away.
Oh. Okay. Well, let's see. What are we going to do? Do we want to talk? Which do you want to talk about first? The instant adventures or the raid rifts?
Do whatever's first. Whatever's first.
Okay. All right. So we'll talk about the raid rifts first.
Okay.
Are we able to show some in game?
We can show one of the new ones today.
Okay,
yes.
That's great. How many raid rifts are there?
There will be 3 at the start. There may
Okay.
be more later, but for now there are going to be 3.
I'm going to put my reading glasses on then. So do you want to handle questions or do you want to show us one of them first? Let's go have a look.
Sure.
Okay. So
Let's see.
do you want to switch into the game mode then? Here we are.
All right.
Guess where we are?
Yep.
We are on the path of destruction.
Yep.
Let that not be ominous.
And
Now he's going to type in some secret GM commands that... Oh.
for those of you who are familiar with the game, you might know that Path of Destruction is a scene that you have not entered yet in the game.
You have not seen this yet.
It's because it's in Vostigar Peaks.
At the very edge of Vostigar Peaks.
Yes.
Now, why is this part of Vostigar Peaks so different from the rest? I mean, I've seen beautiful valleys and trees and...
So from what I
The path
understand,
of destruction.
yes,
Ah.
yeah, something apocalyptic happened here, and then it kind of leveled and destroyed the environment and the area. Captain Cursor could probably give you more info on that.
Oh yes, we're dragging him on here for a long lore stream in the future.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us briefly what a raid rift is.
So raid rifts are open world content that is tuned around 10 players. Because it's open world content, you can obviously bring more if you want to. We are more than okay with that. Again, since it's open world content, it's available for pretty much everyone. For raid rifts, there is an increase in difficulty than our typical open world kind of content, whether it be raids, zone events, what have you. So, for example, there is a hit rating requirement, and which for these raid rifts, just like in the past.
Okay.
So for this, it is, I believe it's expert level. For hit level requirements, I'll have to double check though. I believe that's what we set that as.
All right, so while you're playing through this, I'll start asking some of the questions. Serene asks, how will the drops from raid rifts compare to Queen's Foci drops?
Okay. So from raid rifts, you will get planar fragments as kind of common loot. You'll get the standard planarite, etc. You will get lesser essences from here, and you have a rare chance, and I will stress that, to get greater essences as well.
By rare chance, we don't want to see posts to the forum saying that I just did 10 of these rifts and didn't get one? Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
Okay.
But they are very good. They are very comparable. Krug could tell you more. I want to say they're as good, if not better, but don't quote me on the better part.
At least as good.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So another avenue to get greater essences.
Right.
So, and of course, like with any other raid rift, to have a chance at those essences, though, you have to be in the group that opens the raid rift. Like if you come in when it's going halfway through, you're not going to get that loot.
Okay. All right. How close do you have to be when it opens?
Well, you have to be actually in that group.
In the group that opens
itself.
it. Okay,
yes,
all right.
Yes, that.
And I can see some questions that'll play into that later as well.
Yeah.
Serene also asks, will there be a weekly and or daily quest to close raid rifts like in the past?
Yes, we have dailies to close each of the various raid rifts, and we have a weekly to close those raid rifts.
Oh,
as
cool.
well. Yes.
Okay, are individual reward charges used in any way by raid rifts?
Yep. So previously, before you had a group of say 20 people who opened up a raid rift. After you get the special loot at the 3rd stage and the 5th stage. So there would be a chest opens up. Like in the past, you loot it. Everyone would roll on that 1 or 2 items that drop. So we've changed it for Vostok Peaks. You will be using individual reward charges to get that loot. So that means 20 people open up a raid rift. 20 people on stage 3 get a lesser essence or whatever drops.
Okay, that is great.
Yeah.
That's
you don't have to fight, everyone else to get an essence, and you will get multiple chances. I believe it's 3 free rolls per day, so you can do 3 raid rifts and not have to worry about paying anything extra for wood charges.
Well, that's great. Austin X wants to know, will non-raid members be able to mooch, as is the case with crifts? What are crifts?
Crafting rifts.
Oh, crafting rifts, okay.
Yeah.
I think the answer is no.
The answer is no. If you're not part of that, in that group, in that specific raid group that opens up the rift, all you'll get is, planarite, and that's pretty much it.
Well, that's cool. And how many can one do each week?
As many as you want.
Really?
Yes.
No limitations?
Yeah,
okay, that's cool.
As long you do have to purchase a lure.
Okay, and what currency is used for that?
We're going to use, I believe it's planarite and the open world currency, the celestial criminy. What is it called again?
I rely on you to know.
Yep, I have to look because I forget all the time. Sorry, folks.
No problem.
I'm a noob.
It's really challenging to keep up with all of the information.
Not tower fragments. Sorry. Nope, that's LFO. We have changed the store. Apparently we got rid of... Did we get rid of wool equipment? Okay. Sorry.
Okay, we'll look that up.
Anyway.
We'll get back to you.
Sorry.
All right, let's see. And Tritha asked, now I'm not quite sure about this first question. Are we going to see a better easiness, or at least challenge that increases said rewards? What do you mean, better easiness?
I'm not sure what they're
saying
that
means. If you're in chat, if you could clarify your... Oh, Jegadin says Celestial Remnants.
Thank you.
There you go. The open world currency is Celestial Remnants. Thank you, Jegadin. Okay, because... will we get more than 3 like we got during NMT? I think it is 3 rifts.
So it's 3 raid rifts.
Yep.
There may be more later.
Yep.
But for start, there will be 3, yes.
And lastly, can we have a little bit of a guide written by a dev on the forums that explains if intercepts, interrupts, or purges need to happen? You don't want to discover that for yourself?
Yeah, I think that's going to be, just play through the raid rifts.
I totally play through it
find out.
And look for people to offer hints. I am sure that you're going to see some streams go up where people are playing through them as well. All right. And what I will do, because there are a lot of people who don't know much about raid rifts, myself included, and we are definitely going to do an article about raid rifts. Okay. And Mizuki Ayu wants to know, will PTS get to preview and test these features before live? Yes. When exactly? Not sure, but soon, TM. Soon. All right. Will the raid rifts be 20-man open world content like they always have been, or will they be instanced in 10-man to fit the current state of raiding? I think you mentioned that these are 10-man.
They are tuned around 10 players, and they are open world, so there are no instants.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, raid rifts.
All right. And can we expect higher quality fragments from raid rifts and the new IAs?
I don't know about fragments. What level Vlad or Krug would be able to answer that question.
I'm not sure if he's in channel actually, because everybody's working so hard on this. And let's see, we've already done that, and we've done that, and we've done that. What I like is that everybody has the same sorts of questions, so I'm glad that we're able to question them. Bazarius asks, is it possible as the loot from crafting or raid rifts to get Tenebrian Planar Attuner?
That's purchased with Planarite, so it's not a word of any kind.
Okay. Purchase with Planarite. Okay. Are you done yet?
I am not.
How many stages in this?
There are 5
Oh, 5.
in all
Got
of them. For some reason, the NPCs are not drawn.
Yeah, keep in mind that this is clearly still in testing mode. So you're going to file a bug report about this, are you?
I am. I am. In fact, I will talk to directly.
See? Anket will not be denied.
Bow
go. Down to her infinite power, you puny mortal who can't get around these mobs.
Yeah, so now this is one of the new enemies that you'll face, or new models for the enemies.
Yeah, I saw that on the key art that we now have on our glyph page, and it looks just amazing.
Yeah, it's
super cool.
Awesome. We have definitely some newer models that hopefully the players will enjoy. So
a whole bunch of cool new mobs.
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
So would you consider that these raid rifts to be quite challenging? Like, do you think people are going to have trouble completing them?
I think it depends on.
I mean, do you have to be in a leading guild, or
you definitely don't. You can definitely. These are meant to be puggable. These are meant to be able to. If you have random people and you meet the hit requirements, you understand how your class works. There are mechanics for these, like besides the standard. Okay, if I'm in the red, I die. I'll kind of, not really spoilers since people will find out, but sort of answer the previous question of, will you need interrupts, will you need intercepts? Yes, there are things like interrupts, intercepts, for some of the various mechanics. So if a player can do that, then they should be able to be victorious and, close the rift, get their loot. They're not meant to be cutting-edge kind of content. Again, since it is open world, we want players to be able to create groups, join in together, and have a fun, I guess, very raid light experience for these sort of things.
Right. That kind of brings us to what Lord Rutt just asked. Will there be a LFRR looking for raid rift? Probably not. Because they're meant to be fairly easy to pick up.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
All right. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that you're currently wearing some raid armor, some of the newer raid armor. Now, I have not seen this before, but you say that we have shown it on stream before.
Yes, so this is from the LFO, from Tartar Depths.
Oh, yeah.
It is the kind of Ankhet style.
You know you're standing in the red, right?
I am. But
you don't care?
I don't care. I'm a noob. I die. And this is why no one will allow me to join in raid rifts. That's why I created raid rifts, actually, because no one would let me play. So I'm making content that I can't play, which doesn't make sense.
So it's going to take you like 2.5 hours to take this guy down, isn't it?
Probably. However, for a modest fee, I can send you something that will allow you to defeat your enemies with a greater purpose.
A modest fee?
Just talk to me after the stream. I'll hook you up. And now I've been fired, so yeah. So.
Yeah. Security's at the door, dudes. Well, let's start talking about instant adventures. Are we going to be able to show any aspect of either of the new instant adventures on this stream, or no?
Not really so much today. It's hard to show up instant adventure when we can't run on the PTS with a group.
So, look at that. You sealed the rift. So one of the things we were hoping to, now right now the PTS build that the dev team is working on is in a state of flux at the moment because they're trying to get 4.2 up there as fast as possible. It looks like it's not going to happen today, however, but it has messed up our internal build so that we can't do a lot of the stuff that we wanted to show on this stream. So you're just going to have to wait. So let's just start asking about the instant adventures. Now, as we've mentioned, there are two, right? Gedlow and Vostogar Peaks?
Correct.
Okay. And will there be Serene wants to know, will there be a specific queue for the new IAs?
There will be a new queue called Celestial Adventures that will be featured. At 4.2 launch, the Celestial Adventures will feature Gedlow, the Gedlow IA, plus the Planner Assault IAs. And then about 2 or 3 weeks after 4.2 launches, the Vostogar Peaks IA will be added to it as well. That way, players who will have a chance to play through the Vostogar Peaks storyline and do the Carnage quest normally before blitzing through it as part of the instant adventure.
Okay, so 2 to 3 weeks after launch. Okay, all right then.
Another thing is we have just added some new tech where I can force the zones to change on scripting. So the Planner Assaults will, anytime you get a Planner Assault zone as part of the Celestial Adventures, you will only do one sequence of rifts and a boss, and then it will pop you back out to another zone again.
Okay. Yeah, it's now this area that you're in right now, is this Ulita? Or how do you pronounce it?
Utila.
Utila, yes. Which is Alitu backwards.
Yes.
Yes.
You
You just realized that now,
I just
right?
had to think about it. Oh my god. Powers of perception here in full play, folks. Oh,
So for the instant adventures, is there a minimum level to join them since Prophecy of Anket is free anyway?
Nope. Everyone will be allowed to join in just like other adventures now.
Okay.
So that's been opened up. Also, since I know people have been asking about it on the forums, the frequency in the Intrepid Adventures, not seeing Might of Madness very much. The same tech I just mentioned about being able to force zone transfer, that will be happening with the Intrepid Eyes as well. So every time it finishes one instance, it will swap to the other instance in 4.2.
So as we're running around here, you're getting a sneak peek at the very edge of Vostogar Peaks. You can see the destruction where the trees have been absolutely mangled. Now, I have to say that these are some of the most stunning-looking constructs that I have seen yet. I can hardly wait for them to come out as dimension items. Will they? Will they?
Yes, there will be a whole lot of new dimension items.
That's fantastic. Yeah, this is, I think you guys are really, really going to love this zone. There's so much variety in it. And so, on a related note, Serene asks, are there any new vanity items that drop from the instant adventures, such as wardrobe, mount, dimension items, etc.?
Not from the instant adventures now.
Okay. Baladin wants to know if there's any new rewards at all to entice more players to do them.
There will be a new system for doing notoriety for the 4.0 notorieties. That will be for instant adventure.
Okay.
That will be replacing for level 65 players the commendation vendor, since I know people have been asking about the commendation vendor.
Ah, good to know. Okay. And Baladin wants to know if XP will be increased to help supplement general questing while leveling. Probably not, right? I mean, we want you to actually play through all of this. Will Gedlow IAs give rep for the zone?
You'll be able to earn the tokens to get the zone notoriety if you want.
Right.
That's what I was just talking about replacing the commendation vendor with a 4.0 version for people who are level 65 plus.
All right. And of course, Kiwi has probably the most important question of the day. How does Icarus keep his hair so amazing and shiny? The hair envy is strong. Any special tips for those of us out there who don't grow fancy long hair like you?
You know, it's a very, very tough process because I have to get up at a certain hour, and it takes me many, many hours. First, I have to straighten it, and I have to soak it in in a pure eucalyptus extract, and I rub it in. I sit here with like my fingers and I like rub it in the entire length, like every strand.
We're going for the close up of the hair. This is great.
This is like, this is just.
So for a small extra fee, he might even let you touch it.
I might, and then
sell rights to braid his hair.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea.
I agree.
You know what? I'm gonna set up a website after this stream, and I will Kickstarter.
To answer the question, yes, the old notoriety combinations are only going to be good for pre-Prophecy of Unkept factions. The simple reality is, because those were account bound, people have them stockpiled up, sitting in mailboxes, and there's no good system for gating the rate at which you can turn those in. People could basically just sit on them and instantly max out the notorieties.
Oh, and so here we are. Now we're heading into the other part of Vostigar Peaks, which is more like what we've seen on some of the concept art that's been released.
Yes.
And that's really intriguing. I'm just waiting for, Arconics to run over here and tell us to stop showing stuff. Keep in mind that these zones are not finished yet. They're still under construction, so in some places they might be low on NPCs and mobs and that sort of thing.
It's beautiful.
It is really a truly beautiful zone. I don't think I've seen this sort of a color palette used at all.
It's kind of unique for Rift, definitely. Kind of sure we have snowy areas like Token and Iron Pine Peaks, but when you add in the type of rock formations, the type of trees, I think someone just said it looks like Canada.
It kind of does. Makes me homesick.
So yeah.
So is there is there a storyline to go with the instant adventures?
The Gedlow one is a lot more of the the kobolds and a lore master talking about what's going on in Gedlow, and then the Vostigar Peaks one will be the Anket and Krusha basically vying for control of the zone.
Oh, so is it representative of the battle that we see on the key art that we've got done?
Yes.
So it's going to be fairly frenetic then?
Yes.
Okay. Are both sides going to be busy trying to kill the Ascended?
And each other, yes.
Wow. Okay, that's going to be really intriguing to see how that goes. Oh, did your system just hang?
Technical difficulties.
No, I think this is the point where Vlad just said, "Okay, you've shown them enough. Stop now." You just turned off the engine. And that's fine. We really can't show a whole lot more anyway. Hopefully soon you'll be able to see this on public test server, and that will be a really great time to explore. Now, how many of you actually love to go on public test server and explore the new zones and stuff ahead of time? Because unless we have regular play tests in-house, and if I'm told I have to do it, I will. But I'd rather play test for the other games that I don't play as much as Rift, because I just want to see this stuff when it actually launches, when it's for real. So I'm really intrigued as to how many people actually do the testing on the public test server. Because clearly we need a lot of people to do them. Testing is extremely important, and I do like writing up bugs. When you're writing up bugs, when this does go to public test server, please make sure that you include as much detail as possible. You never know what small facet might lend itself. It might be the soul combination you're using. It might be your level. It could be some specific instances as to what skills you're using that cause bugs to appear. So try to just submit really long, detailed bug reports.
For the people who are asking about Summerfest will be right after 4.2 launches.
Yeah, I think the same week, as far as we know. And let's see. Kiwi Flavor wants to know, did Simon get around to adding cairns to the zones yet? And will we see them for 4.2? I guess we'll have to ask Simon about that.
Good question.
We'll have to find out. You had also mentioned planar assaults. Are these new ones that are designed for 4.2, or are they existing ones?
It's the the Fire and Life.
Fire and Life ones.
Interspersed with the Gedlow and Vostigar.
Ah, okay. Oh, what's that? Oh, wow. Is that one of Krusha's things?
It looks like one of her airships crash landed.
That is gorgeous, and I also want that for one of my dimension sets. Can you make that happen? Please deliver 2.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I can hardly wait to see this sort of stuff. So Dark Demon wants to know when will they be available as dimension items? Will they be available right at release of 4.2 or at some point after? Or
Some right away, and how many depends on how many I get together tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. And Vlad has chimed in to say that PTS will be updated as soon as possible. We had an issue with the build, so it delayed our plans. Now, I would love to tell you exactly how Vlad described the issue with the build. It was given in very colloquial, peasant terms. It was great. But they are working on that. And I think that's about all that we've got. Now, I do know... Cloud wants to know how many IRCs will raid rifts require after the initial 3 per day?
I believe it's 1 per roll, so...
Yeah, 1 per roll.
But
there's no limit on the number of raid rifts you can do, as you mentioned.
Yes. So if you want to continue to farm them, and if you've used your 3... And that's 3 rolls per loot stage. So stage 3, you get 3 free rolls, and then stage 5, you get 3 free rolls. So it's not 3 total. You can do 3 full raid rifts from stage 1 to stage 5, get a free roll, do that 3 times, and yeah.
Jegadin, when will we see Vlad on a live stream? Never. I am currently trying to, and I don't get it, because Vlad is very personable. He's not a scary looking monster. It's kind of weird. He's a bit of a Viking god. So we'll never see him on a live stream, and therefore when we start talking about the Planar Fragments review, which will be sometime in August, because Vlad promised me, Vlad, you promised me, right? We're going to have to figure out how to do that, whether we can have him off screen, just so you can hear his voice. I don't know if he's okay with that. And if not, then we'll just have to make sure all of the questions are submitted in advance, and I'll read out his answers, and he will supplement them with more comments in the stream, because he's certainly always in there. Okay. Captain Cursor Sock Puppet. Yeah, we could always pull that down if we want to. Dark Demon wants to know, I still want to know what incentive the person buying the Raid Rift lure will get. In the past, people got to master loot and reserve drops. Why should people spend significant amounts of tokens and Planarite if they can no longer do this?
The Raid Rift opener also gets extra loot. I think that's always been the case. I might be wrong, but yes. I think that is still the case, because we haven't changed the way how Raid Rift lures work, but the price is going to be low, I believe. I want to say I don't know what we set it at, but the initial thought was to make these very cheap for the most part. So Planarite being an extremely common currency that you get, you can just kind of walk through the zone and you get Planarite for the most part, just killing invasions, closing a rift in a zone event. So it shouldn't be very costly at all for these things, these lures, but I would have to double check to see what the costs were. But I want to say, for the most part, the cost will be minimal. So you won't be sacrificing a whole lot, whereas I know previously, yes, they were a little bit more expensive for whatever currency they were being sold for.
Now, somebody with odd characters in their name, so I can't possibly read it out, says leaked price was 100k Planarite and 20k Celestial Remnant.
That seems wrong.
That seems wrong.
But I could be wrong.
Yeah, Vlad said that, also confirmed that it was fairly low. Well, there you go. The other thing is that it depends on your play group, too. With the sorts of people that I play with, we would probably say, hey, we're going to do raid rifts for the afternoon, and everybody would buy a lure, and we'd just take turns buying lures and using them. Oh, there you go. That person is pulling your leg. Good, because there you go. The leaked price that was just listed is not true. Okay, so we also have a couple of giveaways to do today.
Free stuff.
Free stuff. I don't know how many of you guys got to see the Golden Lifter over the July long weekend here. It's pretty funky, and it's pretty Merca. without being obnoxious. I was pretty pleased that they managed to strike a balance between America and still classy. So we're going to give away 3 of those.
You mean anything America is classy?
No, not anything America is classy, I tell you. All right, so if you have said anything at all in the live stream with it since we started here, you will automatically be entered. You don't have to say something multiple times. All right. Okay, so who wins the first Merca lifter?
We got
Okay.
these 3.
Okay, Anglaise Pod again? Okay, dude, you have won at least 3 times, so I want to know how you're rigging this, because you totally hacked the system. Confirmed.
I expect my check later.
Oh, I see. Okay, congrats, Anglaise Pod, for your win. Okay, go ahead and read the second one out, Icarus.
Shellawok.
Shellawok. Schellawok. And the third one goes to... Go ahead, Kate.
Caught the awesome one.
Yeah.
Caught the awesome one. Okay. K0TTHEAWES0ME1. Wow, say that 10 times fast. Congratulations on your golden lifters. We're also going to give away 3 of the Essentials packs. Now, if you already own all of the souls, take the Essentials pack code and give it to a good friend of yours. This will include pretty much every single soul we've ever made, including the new Primalist souls that are coming out with 4.2, and we're going to roll for 3 of those. 3 Ascended Essentials packs. And Cole's just getting that up there. Oh, Grizzbear suggests that we make a moose mount with a mountie hat. That would be good. Okay, so Ascended Essentials. First one goes to Vince Pratt 1. Second one, go ahead, Rich.
Destindra.
Okay, and the third one.
Fui.
Ah, Fooey. All right, got it. Congratulations, all.
Nice.
And I'm afraid that's all we've got for the stream today, unless you have more questions in the channel about instant adventures or raid rifts. Raid rifts.
Yes.
Raid rifts. I'm going to practice saying that. All right, all right. All right, so I see no more questions. I think we're done. We hope... Oh, okay. There's a good one. Oh, Kaduto wants to know, are the loot drops from raid rifts soul-bound or account-bound?
I believe... Actually, I don't know. I want to say they're soul-bound, but I would have to double-check. It's a good question.
Okay, let's have a look. Ensign Skippy wants to know if there's a planar attunement increase. Different team.
Yeah.
But we will reveal more. Hopefully we'll have some more live streams as we move up to launch. We currently only have one scheduled per week, but I am going to drag some people out here to show you more stuff as soon as we possibly can. Especially once Celestial Storm gets to public test server, which again is soon, then we'll be able to show you a whole lot more. And Vlad has confirmed that there is no planar attunement increase. There you go. All right, so we're done. We're out of here. These guys are going to go back to work. I'm going to go back to prepping for happy hour. And thank you all. We'll see you next week as we get closer and closer to Celestial Storm. And again, watch over the weekend, and we'll see if we can get public test server up for you guys so that you can all try this out. Thank you. See you later.
See you guys.
Bye. Bye-bye now.